Flat roofs aren't ideal. They really aren't. First of all, I would say if you're designing a roof and it's not built yet, you really don't want to design a flat roof. So if you're in the design process and you can give it even a 1/12 slope, you're going to be better off. A flat roof, completely flat, is a bad idea. The reason it's a bad idea is because that's going to create ponding water. And while there's some materials that are made to handle ponding water for up to 72 hours is usually the limit, it's better if it doesn't have it at all, because anytime you have ponding water, it's going to age or rot that material faster than it was designed to age or rot. You want a pitch on the roof, you want to get the water off the roof. If you already have a flat roof, what's the pros and cons? A lot of times people ask us to come out and they're like, well, I want you to build a pitch onto that. Like, make that flat porch, give it a pitch. And they've got a great idea of how you can turn that into a gable. And ideally, it would be so much better. The problem is it's very cost prohibitive to frame that up, because now you're not talking about just a roofer, you're talking about a framing crew. And then you have to frame it up, you have to do whatever you're going to do with the inside, you have to do siding, you have to do, it gets really expensive really fast, and a lot of people don't think through that whole thing. The most cost-effective way of dealing with a flat roof is to just go ahead and roof it, but you have to use products that are designed for flat roofs, and there's a lot of different ones. Probably my favorite is TPO, which used to be mostly used in commercial applications, but we're using it in residential more and more. TPO stands for some big fancy name that she's going to put across the bottom of this video. It's a thermoplastic. It heat welds together, and so it creates a seamless surface once it's installed, and it's usually, depending on the manufacturer, but it's usually designed to handle ponding water up to 72 hours. Then if you have even a little bit of a pitch, another product that you can use is called modified bitumen. Old school, I mean, they still make it. There's rolled roofing. I don't like rolled roofing at all, but modified bitumen is kind of made of the same material as rolled roofing, but you can do 2 or 3 plies. Plies means layers. There's self-adhesive, where it's like a peel and stick and you put it down, which is kind of the new thing. Old school, we did hot application, which honestly I prefer, but it does run your risk up because the odds of burning down the building are a little bit higher when you've got open flame out on the roof, and that's how you apply it. But even with modified bitumen, you need it to have somewhat of a pitch. It's not made to handle ponding water at all, so at least a 1/12. If you have a flat roof where there's ponding water and you're putting on a new roof, you can use the insulation board or whatever product underneath to build a taper underneath the roofing material so that it can shed water. And if you have standing water and you're putting on a new roof, I highly recommend that you taper it to get rid of those areas, or at least minimize them as much as you can. A big disadvantage to roofing flat roofs is that the materials cost more and they don't last as long as if you have a sloped roof. So shingles and metal last longer. You can put metal on a flat roof, but it's not going to last as long. Shingles will last 25 to 50 years, and metal will last 50 years to 100 years, and so will tile. But flat roof products are usually rated for 15 to 25 years. But you can go over them with another layer in a lot of cases and add longevity. I can't say that word. Longevity to your roof. That's the word. So you can go over it with another layer and start your manufacturer warranty all over again in many cases. Flat roofs aren't ideal. They really aren't. And so my advice to you is, if you are building, to not build them, to build your roofs that have somewhat of a pitch. I recommend a 312 or higher for the pitch. And if you're looking at a house or a building and it has a flat roof, you want to make sure that you have it fully inspected by a professional. I would get a building inspector and a roofer both to inspect it, and look around on the inside and look at the ceilings and see if you're seeing water damage, or if there's an attic or a crawl space. Get up there and see if you can see signs of water intrusion. I wouldn't ever go with just a home inspector, because home inspectors are generalists, and you really want it, especially if you have a flat roof on the building, you really want an expert who knows what they're looking at and looking for. And I would definitely have a roofing professional come out and look at it. And generally, a lot of times they don't even charge to look at it, or if they do, it's a couple $100s that can save you thousands of dollars down the road.